This is Fox 29 Props and Locks, sponsored by Fox Bet Sportsbook.
Props and Locks rolls on. As you can see, Ronnie and Eitan are locked in and ready to talk about the NFL. Each week we are breaking down some of these week one matchups, and they are fast approaching. Let's begin with the Evil Empire, those Patriots opening up in Miami against the Dolphins. This is an interesting week one matchup. The Dolphins now have Tyreek Hill and a new coach in Mike McDaniel. The Pats are in year two with Mac Jones at quarterback. Ronnie, could the Dolphins open the season with a win?
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Eitan's going to come over here and try to rip my head off. Yes, I'm going with the Miami Dolphins, but hold tight. I'm going to tell you why. They're going to have a triple threat when it comes to the TD. Yes, they talk about hurricanes down in Miami. It's going to be more like a tornado of touchdowns. And I know you don't get tornadoes in Miami, but this season you will. Tyreek Hill is all of that. Tua Tagovailoa is going to love him, as well as Jalen Waddell. I see Miami coming through fast and furious and winning.
How about that? Could be a fun division to watch. Eitan,
this is me trying to rip Ronnie's head off right now.
Are you going to disagree? The Dolphins are a home favorite here. Do you like that line or the total better?
Just throw everything out. Okay, this is common sense. Mike McDaniels has never called plays before in his life, nor has his offensive coordinator never called plays before in his life in Frank Smith. So you're asking a brand new head coach to go out and not only win his first game against Bill Belichick, but also cover a spread. How about this? Since 2008, without Tom Brady, Bill Belichick 9-1 straight up, 8-2 against the spread versus first-time head coaches. Look, you could talk about Tua, Mac Jones, all coaches lose games, okay? Coaches lose games. Mike McDaniels will find a way to lose this game. I'll take the Patriots with the points.
All right, how about this week one matchup then? Let's see if you can get a little bit hungry for this. Some familiar faces to Eagles fans here.
I can't wait for this
Doug
one.
Pederson
I can't wait.
against Carson Wentz. Jaguars visit the Commanders in the opener. Ronnie
Come
Pederson.
on, Ronnie.
You know what? It wasn't long ago he was going to rip my head off. Now he's going to tear my heart right out of my
Ronnie.
chest. I'm going to come to you, my brother, because you're a brother from another mother. It's just simple. The Commanders have in command an owner who must give that subpoena and answer it to the United States government. I'm talking Daniel Snyder. But here is the deal. I like what Carson Wentz is going to do. Remember, Washington hasn't had their defense. And once you put that defense back on that, I'm talking Jonathan Allen, then all of a sudden they're going to be very, very good. So before you go, Washington doesn't win, just remember, I told you so.
I don't know. I like all the additions the Jaguars have, but I hear what you're saying about the Washington defense. All right, so Eitan, take all this analysis here. Right now, the Commanders are favored by 4. That seems a little high to me.
Absolutely.
How are you playing this?
All right, I want you to understand something.
Can I have
here.
my heart, though?
Look, no, you'll have your heart. This isn't like Temple of Doom here, you know, where you reach through and pull it out by any means. But look, I want you all out there to understand something, okay? I'm a huge Doug Pederson fan, but I am on Jacksonville more so than any team this year from a financial standpoint. Nobody knows Carson Wentz, including his family, better than Doug Pederson. There is a sense of familiarity that you have to bet with in the NFL. Also, Jags last in takeaways per game. Since 2003, 20 teams finished last. They're a combined 14-5-1 straight up in week one because everybody thinks, oh, if you're bad one year, you're going to be bad another year. Last thing to think about, Jags top 10 in sacks allowed. They added Brandon Sheriff, right? This big bad lineman from Washington. He is. And you want to know how good he is for Washington? Without him, without Sheriff, Washington is 3-21 straight up. Last thing for you, okay? Last thing.
One more?
You said that Washington can't win. They can't. Ron Rivera is 6-11 straight up at home. He doesn't win home games. Get this game out of here. I'll take Jacksonville
All
money
I got to
line
say
straight
to
up
you,
to win.
can you repeat after me? Chase Young. He'll be healthy. You'll see a defense, and then you'll go. Washington won? The Commanders?
How are you 3-21 without your best offensive lineman, and anybody expects me to bet on that team?
Something new is happening in 2022. 23. It's all going to be
give me your
about
heart after that. Give me your heart.
I'm stuck on this Temple of Doom reference. I can see Doug Pederson as the guy doing all that, right?
Absolutely. Doug Pederson, we'll talk about him in a second.
Okay, fine. Now let's take a wider view of one of the division races. Let's focus on the AFC South. The Titans have won that division each of the last 2 years with a combined record of 23-10. Ronnie, are the Titans still the team to beat there?
Come on, man. You're going to go ahead and ask me whether I like Mr. Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback? No, I don't like them. The team I do like has got the biggest chip on their shoulder of any team in the NFL. You got a guy who's thrown for over 59,000 yards, 367 touchdowns. His name is Matty Ice. Matt Ryan, he wants to prove to everyone in Atlanta you were wrong. Did you know that the guy is going into his 15th season? Out of 14 seasons, 11 of them, he threw for over 4,000 yards. Matty can get it done. And then the other guy with the chip on his shoulder, was there a young man by the name of Jonathan, like Taylor, who ran for over 1,800 yards, who led rushing with 18 touchdowns and only finished 4th in the MVP balloting? Shame on you. It might be the turd dome on the other side, but I ain't scared of that boy. Bring it on.
Yeah, it would also be. So two local guys are the guys that Ronnie's keying on there, Matt Ryan and Jonathan Taylor. And don't forget, Frank Reich leads that team, the Colts. Eitan, look at the AFC South futures for us. Where do you see the best value right now in playing that division?
Is that rhetorical?
I know where you're going here. You teased it before.
All right, it's Doug Pederson.
Yeah.
Look, I love the fact that Ronnie does not like the Titans, because I don't like the Titans either. Ryan Tannehill, they're set for a down slope, especially after losing a guy like A.J. Brown, who was integral in their offense. Matt Ryan, we'll talk more about him coming up. He has a awful, brutal record against the spread over the last 2 years. How about this? We talked about top 10 yards per rush, top 10 sacks allowed. Eagles went from -5 the year before, Doug, to +6 in turnover margins his first year. Since 2004, teams finishing last in takeaways and with a -10 turnover margin and have a new head coach like Doug Pederson, 63-49. That's straight up. Forget the spread. Doug Pederson's going to have a winning season, and that will take us to the win total. As we see here on the Fox Bet Sportsbook app, they're allowing us to go over the win total of 6.5 at plus money. It doesn't make any sense. All of the numbers, the data, the trend tells you to slam this at plus money. It should be -110. It's plus 105. I'm doing you all a favor right now.
Wow, slamming it. All right, well, slam all that knowledge down in this commercial break.
It's a lot of information.
There's a lot of information, but it's good stuff. We're talking golf and NASCAR. Money to be made out there. That's coming up next.